Hey guys, so today I thought I would talk about my coming out story, and it's nothing really that special, but I figured, it's part of my life. I feel like I should share with you guys. So, pretty much what happened is I came out my sophomore year of high school to my mom that I was transgender and that I wanted to be a woman. And pretty much what had happened is my mom and I, my mom and I are very close. We always have been. It's always been my mom and I. So we're just like super close. And one night we were going out to dinner, and we were just like chit chatting and talking and everything. And I honestly don't remember how it came up because it was so long ago. But we were just talking about it, and I was talking about, I was kind of like going through I wouldn't say an identity crisis, but I was still trying to find myself, the earlier part of high school. So that was definitely something that I went through. And we were just talking about stuff like that, and then I told her that I wanted to tell her something, and we were at dinner at this point. I told her I wanted to tell her something, and I was really nervous about it. I mean, as I'm sure most people are when they come out. So I was really nervous about telling him, and she actually asked me. She's like, "Do you want to be a woman?" And I was like, "Yeah," just like that. It was really simple, and I was just like, "Yeah." And so we talked about it a little bit, but my mom is she likes to educate herself. So, after dinner she came home, she looked it up, she looked up everything, from the surgery to what it is, to, hormones, to all this stuff. She looked it up, and she was really curious as to what it was, she had heard of it, obviously enough to where she assumed or thought that I wanted to change my gender. And she was right. So yeah, she just informed herself further, and that's pretty much how I came out to my mom, which is the only person I really had to come out to in my immediate family, just because my parents are divorced. My dad's not in the picture, which I'm totally okay with. It's fine. It's nothing to be worried about. My grandparents live 2,000 miles away. They live in Grand Cayman, so they live quite far away, and we decided not to tell my grandfather because he is a stubborn German man, and it's pretty much just their relationship, my grandparents' relationship. It's very, the man has the roles, the woman has the roles. So, we thought it was going to be really difficult to tell him. We did speak to my mom. Actually told my grandma about it, and she was okay with it, but she said that she never wanted to see me as a woman. And so this was, keep in mind, this is sophomore year of high school still. And then we ended up telling my grandfather about a month before my high school graduation, just because I actually went through my school and I found out, well, I didn't really find out, but I asked if I could graduate in white because boys wear blue to graduate, the cap and gowns, and girls wear white. And I was able to wear white, which was extremely exciting to me. It was a little bit difficult because it had to go through the Board of Education, because it's a formal event and stuff like that. So I had to go through the Board of Education, but I was able to finally, go on white. So that involved wearing a white dress underneath, and I graduated as a woman. So we had to tell my grandfather because they were coming up for my graduation from Grand Cayman, and I was going to be a woman. So my mom ended up telling him, and he was like, "You know what, it is what it is." And that was pretty much it. So I was very lucky that my grandfather didn't say anything. My grandma actually had a harder time getting used to it and everything. And it was a little awkward when I was, graduating, and I saw them and we took pictures and everything, because it was the first time they'd actually seen me as a full woman. But I was very glad that they did, and I don't regret it at all. I don't remember how I came out to them or anything like that. Pretty much with school and everything, I was kind of between genders in school, I would do in high school. I mean, I would kind of do both, and so I was known, throughout high school as he. People at school, my high school back in Connecticut, they always knew me as he. That was pretty much it. And then as soon as I got to college, I didn't really intend for this to happen, but I became she full time, and that's pretty much how it went from there. I literally became she. Everyone calls me she up at school. There's no question about it. Everyone calls me she. My roommates, my friends, my professors, everyone up in this city that I live in refer to me as she. So it's really weird, like when I go back to see like my old friends or like my mom and everything, because I get the he pronoun, which I'll do another video about pronouns, you know, in the future. But it's weird because I have to go back to hearing he, and I definitely talk to my mom and you know, people who've known me as he for a long time, and tell them that they can't do that anymore. That it's not, you know, it's not appropriate. It's not what I want. Yeah, so I came out my sophomore year, and I'm very open about my transition. I mean, obviously I have a YouTube channel dedicated to it, but I'm open to anyone, you know, that asks me questions about it. I tell a lot of people, all my friends know, family knows, you know, it's not really a surprise anymore. It's just kind of done. I mean, I don't even think of it anymore, like, as a transition. Like, I consider myself a woman. Like, that's it. Yeah, so my coming out story was pretty simple. I mean, I was lucky enough that I wasn't like bullied or, you know, well, I never was bullied. I think people would just try and like say stuff about me in high school, and I never let it get to me. I always fought back, and like not like a physical way, like bam bam, but like you know, I'd always say something. I would never just let something go unsaid. You know, I'd always deal with it, and people just, you know, by the time, you know, the end of like high school, people just knew not to fuck around with me, and that was nice because people just didn't say anything. They just accepted it and they dealt with it, because, you know, I grew up in a very small town. School was 97 point something % white kids. We only had a few lesbian and gay people in our school that were, you know, that had come out at that point. So it was definitely really something new for my school to experience. But I was open with it, and people were open with it, and I was just lucky enough that I was never bullied. You know, I was always accepted by my family, and, you know, I think, I don't want to say I take it for granted, because I know how lucky I am that I still have, you know, my family in my life, you know, the ones I want to have anyway. And, you know, I have my friends in my life too who are still supportive of me. So I'm very thankful that I have that. So that is my little coming out story. I hope that helped you. Yes, but don't be afraid of coming out. I guess I wouldn't say that I felt liberated. I don't know. Because I'm like one of those weird cases that was never like, oh my god, I feel so much better now that I came out. Which is great if you do. I mean, that's awesome. More power to you. I never felt like it was something that I had to do. I just did my own thing and went from there. So it's my little coming out story. If you guys have any more questions about it, leave it in the comments below. You can feel free to always send me a message if you don't feel comfortable doing it through YouTube comments. I will respond to your message, I promise, because I'm nice like that. So please comment and subscribe, and if you want, you could tell me about your coming out story in a video response below. And that is it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.